Hey friends, welcome back to the Bald Booktuber. My name is Scott. Today we're going to be doing the My Life as an Ebook Reader book tag. So this is several prompts about various devices I have had past and present, why I like e-reading, that sort of stuff. So I will have the original linked in the description as well as some of the fellow creators that have done this tag. The first prompt here is what my first e-reader was, why I got it, and whether or not I was a reluctant convert from physical books. And the answer is I got, and I had to look back in my Amazon history to verify this, but I got the first gen Kindle back in April of 2008. The initial model released in November of 2007. So clearly I didn't wait super long. I got one because I thought the idea seemed cool. I didn't know at that time that I would devote myself pretty much exclusively to ebook reading. I pretty much was a paperback guy up until that point, but it definitely made a immediate believer out of me with the cost of ebooks being cheaper and having access to the gigantic Kindle library, these types of things. Whether I was reluctant or not at first, I don't think so. I don't remember for sure. And in looking at that price tag, I must not have been, because good heavens, that was a lot of money in $2008. So I don't want to talk about how much I spent on that initial reader. The second prompt is which e-reader do I use now? And I actually have a couple of options here. So I'll kind of show them in the order that I got them. This one here is an 8th gen Kindle HD. It's a Fire HD 8 8-inch screen. And this is the one I have in my profile picture. It's the one I use quite often. I upgraded to an HD 10 that's a 9th generation. So that's this one here. I probably use this one maybe the most outside of using my iPhone. I use iPhone a lot for e-reading as well when I'm out and about on the go, but this model I really like. I know the Fires aren't specifically for reading, but they do have native immersion reading built into them, which is a pretty big feature. So there's that one. And then the last one here, I have a Paperwhite Signature 11th gen, and this one is nice. I use this one for just reading in bed and stuff once in a while, but I don't like that it doesn't have immersive reading built into it. I'm hoping they start building those into Paperwhites and Oasises and so forth, but yeah, this one's nice. I use this one once in a while. So those are the three that I use. The third prompt here is, do I read digitally on multiple devices? And if so, how do I choose which device to use? And the answer is yes. At various points, I read from any of those three. And like I said, my iPhone. It's really dependent on convenience factors, I think. If I'm out and about somewhere and I just want to get in a few pages, I'll just use my iPhone. If I am on my chair here and I have some dedicated time to reading, usually I use the bigger screen HD 10. That's what I use a lot. And like I said, if I am just kind of laid down and getting ready to sleep or whatever, and I just want to get a few pages in, I'll use the Paperwhite. The fourth prompt here is, do I still read physical books? And if so, how do I decide what format to read in? And the short answer is not too much. There are some specific books that I have read physically recently, but again, it's more a matter of convenience than anything else. I've been reading through the Book of the New Sun stuff physically, more for fun than anything else. I have the e-reader copy of the entire story together as well. But I've been doing this one kind of immersively, where I'm reading the physical text alongside the audio. Here is Sword and Citadel, the second one. I'll do the same thing. And then I picked up Canticle for Leibowitz on physical, and the primary reason for that is that the Kindle version, for whatever reason, is no longer available in the US, which is unfortunate because it was like $3.99. So I'll do the same thing with this one. I don't own the audiobook, but I will check it out from the library audio and read this one physically at the same time. Prompt 5 here is, what do I dislike about reading ebooks? And there's not a ton. I don't have any specific care about the tactile things that I'm missing. Like, I don't care about the smell of a book or how it feels in my hand or any of that kind of stuff. My stuff with e-reading is more annoyance than anything else. Like, ebooks are becoming increasingly more expensive as the demand increases, and I think sometimes getting a little bit out of hand. There have been recent books where the ebook is more expensive than the physical copy, which is ridiculous and should never happen. So that's an annoyance. The annoyance I mentioned about immersion reading not being built into dedicated Kindle readers is an annoyance. But beyond that, I don't have complaints. E-reading is what I do. Prompt 6 is if I would ever completely ditch physical books and be a sole ebook reader. And like I mentioned earlier, that's pretty much what I am. Physical books are just to look nice on the shelf for the most part. I don't have a lot of them these days. So e-reading is what I do. That's I have a dedicated video of the top 10 reasons I like to read digitally. Prompt 7 is, where do I acquire and or loan the ebooks that I read? So I have a few different places. The Kindle store obviously is the primary one. I also occasionally will grab stuff on NetGalley so that I have advanced reader copies of the things that I want to read. I use the Libby app to access the local libraries here in Phoenix and grab books that way. And then I have a Scribd membership, or Scribd, or however it's pronounced, and that one I use on occasion. Mostly I use that one for audio. I have bought direct from publisher before, like Baen Books. They do some of the collections, sci-fi collections that Rockio has edited, and I have bought their stuff before. They have kind of a cool thing where they'll release ebooks early. It's called an advanced e-arc, and so you can buy direct from them and then convert it so that it can go into Kindle. So I've done that a couple times, but yeah, usually just the Kindle store. Prompt 8 here is to tag some fellow creators and hear about their e-journey. So I'm going to tag Matt from Matt's Fantasy Book Reviews. I know he reads Kindle a lot, so I'll check his answers out, and I'm going to tag the other Matt from Matt on Books and see what he's up to. I think I'll also tag, let's also tag Alex from Tall Guy Reads. I'm interested to see if he does any e-reading or not. So I know this was a quick one. I know I'm pretty short and sweet, but hopefully you enjoyed it. You can let me know what your relationship to e-readers and ebooks is. I'd love to hear that in the comments. And until next time, publication order always, my friends.